Chill.
The majestic nighttime skyline of Dallas, Texas. Downtown as busy and bustling as ever. Hello, basketball fans. You've got it on 2K Sports as we get set to bring you an exciting NBA basketball game. This is Kevin Harlan with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Now a chance to check out tonight's starting lineups. And guys, what are we going to be looking for in this one from Washington?
Guys, doesn't it feel like he treats every possession like it's his last one? It doesn't matter what the score is. If there's a loose ball, he will go into the stands trying to save it.
You know, that's exactly right. And what also comes to mind with him is his persistence on the offensive boards. His second chance points always add up.
For the Minnesota Timberwolves earlier this season, they were the winning team in the last matchup against the Mavericks. They've got a nice head start on this season series, up 2 games to none.
Yeah, it didn't seem to be much of a challenge for them in that game. It seemed like they scored at will, not much defense that they were facing.
Yep, they had the defense on its heels early the entire game, and actually nearly the entire game. And no matter what unit was out there, it looked like a mismatch to me.
Obvious foul.
Yeah, he took a hit right there and earned those free throws.
Yeah, they're shooting their first free throws tonight. The first trip to the stripe in this one.
And you look at the numbers for this season, guys, from the free throw line, they're shooting 77%.
And that's a little better than they did last year from the free throw line.
Well, you kind of expect that from him. You pretty much know what the result's going to be when he goes to the line.
Anderson outside. 6 on the shot clock. Anderson right side. That one's good.
Come on, get up on him.
Looking at Minnesota, they took the win in their last game against Memphis.
And it was the role players in that game, Kevin, that really led the charge. The guys who normally don't score a lot, they came in and really contributed.
A total team performance, Steve, the kind you need if you're going to win on the opponent's home floor.
That's good.
I'd say that shot was well within his range.
You think so? I mean, I was pretty good from 2 feet and in myself. That's a gimme there.
Here's Flash. He had 31 points in the win against the Kings in Sacramento.
Well, he was aggressive at both ends of the field. He had 3 steals in that game, remember?
Yes, yeah.
That is not enough coverage. They do better than that defensively. Basically no coverage. I mean, defense did not look very good there.
So it's Minnesota now. After the three-pointer from Flash. Timberwolves passing it around. It's Anderson with the drive. There's Towns. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. He has 5.
How about the response and retaliation? Impressive, huh, guys?
I'll say exactly that as well. Nice job to recover those 3 points right away.
Here's Flash. Misses the 3. The Timberwolves have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for to start off this game. Towns defended by Washington. The putback, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
How about this? They're shooting 80% so far. I know it's early, but offensively, they look great.
There's the pick. To the inside. Pass to Flash. Stolen away. Edwards inside. Covered by Irving. Anderson outside. Passes it to Edwards. Feeds it to Conley. Just 5 to shoot. The pass to Edwards. With the fadeaway. It's in there. Conley with the assist.
And the story of this game in the early stages is just how well they've been shooting the ball.
Steve, their percentage from the floor is really impressive up to this point.
Here's Flash. He has 5. Rejected by Edwards. And they get it back. And they will get the basket here, folks, as they rule goaltending.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. An easy layup after coming off the pick.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Now, here is Irvin. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Washington. They'll get another chance. Here's Flash, over by Conley. Outside Irving. Here's the screen. So the whistle blows on the shot. 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Yeah, the referee's all over that one.
No doubt about it. Clearly a foul. Nothing to argue about there.
Both free throws good from Michael. Timberwolves leading by 5. Conley off the pick from Anderson. Dishes it to Conley. Tries again. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And the defense fouling there to prevent that layup, forcing 2 free throws here.
Nice job that time of attacking the paint and drawing the contact. They'll take that.
McLaughlin's checked in for Mike Conley.
We're seeing today what makes him one of the best free throw shooters among the league's big men. Beautiful stroke.
On the wing, Irving. He passes to Flash. They set the pick. Leads him in there. It's stolen by Gobert. Here is Edwards. Playing Memphis, he was nearly unstoppable. McLaughlin. And good on the basket. Book it. McLaughlin's got his first 2 points. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for Minnesota.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard. Playing airtight defense and coming up with the steal.
Well, the other thing I like is defensively, they're causing turnovers, and that's allowing them to get into transition.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Kevin, I was able to catch up with the head coach of the Mavericks. According to him, their focus defensively is going to be on making things difficult inside. Ideally, they'll be in the best shape, he feels, if they force most of the shots against them to come from the perimeter. Guys?
All right, Doris, thanks. And the Mavericks making a change here. Powell's checked in. Here's Flash, following the bucket by the Timberwolves. No good from Washington.
Well, that's a surprising miss right there. He usually feasts on those wide open opportunities.
Edwards passes to Gobert. Towns defended by Powell. The finger roll finish at the bucket.
They're really struggling defensively, giving up too many easy buckets.
And they've been on fire offensively as a result, Clark.
To stop the run. A shot's good from Flash. Flash has got 7 points.
Beautiful finger roll to cap that drive off. He knows how to finish with some flair and flavor, guys.
There's the pick, and Irving comes to help. McLaughlin. No good from outside.
He got the shot he wanted off that pick, just couldn't get it to fall.
But Steve, they'll take that play all day long, 10 times out of 10. That was good action.
And what you love about him is just the way he hits the offensive glass. I mean, he knows that those are the easiest points for him. I mean, he can find a loose ball, get an offensive board, and put it back into the basket.
And Steve, he's also a player they rally around at the defensive end. I mean, they cause some real havoc when he's out there running the show defensively.
5 on the clock. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Flash drops in the tray. Flash has got 10 points in the game.
What a quarter for him at the offensive end. He's ignored the scoreboard and continued to go out there and do his thing.
Cuts off the pass. It's 2-on-1. Here's Irving. A huge slam, the perfect end of a fast break.
Well, this is how you completely rattle an opponent's rhythm.
And with such terrific on-the-ball defense to trigger the transition opportunity.
And it wasn't just a tough D, it was the exclamation point they put on the fast break with the slam. Just seems like they're finding an open lane to the hoop every time down. It's 5 buckets in a row for them in the paint.
Yeah, on the flip side, Steve, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. I'll tell you what, the post play has been rock solid right off the bat.
Well, that's the key to basketball. Get the ball inside, into the paint, either with a pass or with penetration.
That's good. He has 6.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
And even if it costs them some foul trouble, I mean, they need to start putting some bodies on bodies. Be physical.
Here's Flash. He's got 10. That's to Washington. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits. McLaughlin.
And that's 2 fouls for him very early in this ball game. He'll probably have to spend some time on the bench before halftime.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. Holden. On the court for Minnesota. Conley out there with Edwards. And it's Miller, and it's Warren in at the small forward. Offensive rebound. Makes it off the glass.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
Minnesota leading by 4. Edwards with it. 8 points for him. Right side, Conley. And once again off the mark by Minnesota.
When he's wide open like that, he'll rarely miss those.
Flash against the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. Now let's take a look at the list of players who have been absolutely lighting up. These are the NBA scoring leaders over the last 10 games. Oh, you look at Flash, leading the league in points per game. Such a great player.
Kevin, you know, the season is 82 games long, and anything can happen. But I tell you what, if he keeps going like this, the rest of the season is going to look very good for his ball club.
Well, it was the Dallas Mavericks winning their last game against the Kings.
I thought the way they attacked the rim and got into the paint was phenomenal. It seemed like after a while, the defense just kind of waved the white flag.
That's exactly what will happen when a team continues to attack the goal and come away with layups. It demoralizes the defense.
Shot denied. And they'll keep possession. Number 3 lays it in without an inch of room around him.
You know, that putback's about as easy as it's going to get. You have to put a body on someone down there.
Well, no box out, that's the result you get right there.
He dishes it to Warren. He feeds it to Miller. Kicks it to Warren. 6 feet out. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Looking at the Timberwolves, let's see where they rank in the NBA statistics right now. Second in steals, second in three-point field goal percentage, and they're number 3 in team assists. A group of unselfish players who don't mind making the extra pass.
No, they just play hard, Clark. They play hard every single night, and that's really shown in those steals totals that you talked about. They really attack the offense. They try to make every possession a difficult one. And when they're on their game, they're forcing turnovers, creating havoc, and then getting out in transition. The defenders have to be aware. They cannot allow him that position before he catches the ball.
You're exactly right, Steve. That is his domain.
Miller. He kicks it to Warren. Back to Miller. Lock at 6. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. Conley for 3. Guards him. The layup off target. Mavericks trailed by 3. Passes it to Flash. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. Flash has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Even with the D lurking, he made it look easy with the soft finger roll.
Edwards with it. Now defended by Hardaway. Snatched away. And here we go. Number 18. And they take the lead. And the Mavericks lead by 1. And a closer look here at the hustle stance for Dallas.
They've come out in attack mode defensively, applying pressure and stealing the ball repeatedly.
You know, they've also shown some real tenacity here early on tonight. It's paid off with a lot of second chance points.
So it's Minnesota now, following the score by Dallas. 6 to shoot. Here's Miller. And it's Heidel with the rebound.
Not too much congestion in the lane. I think he could have gotten a better shot that time, no question.
Pass to Hardaway. Here's Flash. Some nice passing here by Dallas. The shot's good from Lockett.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, I mean, they're just getting pounded in there. The defense not offering much resistance. They've got to force the ball back out to the perimeter.
Good.
Look how well he led him there with that pass.
Already it's February. Hard to believe. Let's see how the West is matching up. You look at Minnesota. They're second in the conference and looking to finish strong heading into the playoffs. And, of course, Dallas, right now, quite a ways down below.
You know, right now for the Timberwolves, they're really quite an incredible success story. After coming into the season with such low expectations, they've really turned the league on its ear. They've been very impressive.
You know, I thought it would take them a long time to get all the pieces to fit this year, but little did I know that, I mean, those pieces were already in place, seemingly right out of training camp, Clark.
Good.
Well, their plan of attack has been pretty clear to see. You get the ball inside, and you should take it strong to the hoop, be dominant in the lane.
Well, the defense has been very slow to adjust. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Well, guys, Flash in the last outing against the Kings played some outstanding basketball. He finished with 31 points, and along with what he did on the offensive end, he also played some stellar defense as well. This was the latest chapter in what has been a stretch of very good outings for him. Will we see another one tonight?
Thanks, Doris, for revisiting what was an astounding performance, Clark.
It clearly was one of those games that when we look back on his career, this game will be right there among the best ever that he's played.
Well, he was in the zone from the outset. It was just one of those games where he was feeling it, everything was going his way, and he attacked, and that's what I like. Once he knew it was his night, he just attacked relentlessly.
Conley, excellent defense there from Flash.
More often than not today, those shots have not dropped for him.
The feed now to Irving. Number 3. Offline with his 3. Timberwolves trailed by 5. Anderson kicks to Miller. Gets it to go from 8 feet. Dallas has gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Here's Flash, and foul call as he misses. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Well, he really makes things happen offensively for this club. And as a defender, when you go against him, you have to get help defensively. So it's important for your defense to really communicate with him out on the floor.
And another thing about his game that's really noticeable is how well he handles defensive pressure when he's getting his shot off. He's a very composed shooter.
And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. Let's see what the Dallas Mavericks have coming up. They're off to Denver after this game as they apply their skills at the Pepsi Center. That will be a getaway game for them. A one-game road trip.
Some really good games going on. How about that Denver one? That's an interesting.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
We're happy to.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And the third quarter about ready to get underway. You know, Flash has been exceptional here, guys.
Well, his ability to disrupt passes and get a hand on the ball, force a turnover, make a steal, it's been really impressive.
When he defends you, he basically forces you to play perfect. Any lapse of concentration, and he'll pick your pocket.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all queued up and on the floor to start the third. On the floor for Dallas, Flash, he's in at the point. He's out there with Kyrie Irving, and it's Jones in at the 3. For Minnesota, they have shot 8 of 10 from the line. That's an even 80% free throw shooting here.
And their success rate from the stripe this season, 77%.
You guys, that's really an upgrade over how they shot last season. Not a huge upgrade, but an upgrade nonetheless.
The shot's good from Flash.
Well, he's so hard to stop, guys, because he poses a ton of matchup problems for the defense.
It's stolen. Goes up. The dunk and the foul. A powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. Michael Conley picks one up.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal, all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
And it feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
And there's the whistle. That goes on Flash. That'll be his second foul of the game. About About 1 minute played here in the second half. Now the dish to Anderson. Shot clock at 6. Shoots it up, and they'll turn over. Could not get off the shot. 24-second violation. Let's bring up the 2K leaderboard to show you the teams leading the league in assists this season. In the third spot, the Timberwolves.
You know, when your team has a lot of assists, like these guys do, it basically is a testimony to unselfish play, patience, ball movement, and player movement.
Irving passes to Flash. Jones dishes to Irving. Here's Flash. Edwards defending. Jones kicks to Irving. Now the pass to Flash. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got 3 assists in the game.
Perfect on their first 3 shots now. That's the way to start the second half.
Over the last month, let's see how the Mavericks fared in the NBA ranking. First in shooting percentage, first in fewest turnovers per game. And they also show up as a top 5 team in steals. Young, aggressive, and athletic, getting into the passing lane.
And the shooting is really what stands out to me. This is a team that does such a good job of finding open looks. They're unselfish. They work offensively to create good shots. And when they do that, they're on their game. They're tough to beat.
2 minutes into the second half of play now. He passes to Flash. He uses both hands to jam it in. Nice odds and determination that time. Clark to get to the rim.
We know he can bounce, and right there an example of how dangerous he is when he's got a path to the hoop.
And you love the versatility, guys. Being a point guard, and in this situation, they tack on 2 more points, expanding the lead in a pretty deflating way for the defense.
Pass to Washington. Here's Flash. On the wing, Jones. Fires for 3. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession. In a moment now to check out who Minnesota has coming up. The Wizards on the road to face them after this game. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home. Timberwolves trailed by 13. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Gobert with the pass to come. Timberwolves passing it around. A 3 ball. Here's Gobert. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Gobert's got 10 points in the game.
He's a grinder. Love what he does under the offensive boards, really bringing energy and life to his team.
Flash passes to Irving. Here's Flash. He's covered by Anderson. No good from Flash.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
It's Anderson with the drive. Anderson gets the screen from Gobert. Deflects the pass and stolen by Kyrie Irving. Here's Flash, and he's fouled in the act of shooting. Stands here now for a 3-point play.
Yeah, guys, it's his consistent shooting that's really helped get his team into a position they're in right now.
In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Pass to Reed. Back to Anderson. Feeds it to Conley. Backs him down. Clock at 6. Reed the pass to Edwards. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team. Minnesota making a switch here. Warren's checked in. And the Mavericks with possession. They're on a 14-4 run. There's a screen. Here's Flash, and it's blocked. Now Conley. He's got 6. Six to shoot. Lets it go from deep. Gets it to go. Conley's got 9.
Boy, he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the defense.
Flash passes to Irving. Here's Flash. Dishes it to Hardaway. outside Irving. Puts up the baby hook. Whoops, there's a 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. The Timberwolves making a switch here. Timberwolves trailed by 11. Outside Conley. The pass to Edwards. He dishes it to Collins. 6 on the shot clock. Defended by Claver. Shoots it. Collins, good. Collins has got his second bucket of the night.
Looked like they found the soft spot in the defense there.
Here's Flash. Oh, and that one, no question. Powered it down. Like some serious agility coming over the backcourt.
You know, that bucket might count for a little more than 2 points when you finish it with that kind of flourish.
Yeah, against a D that was already reeling a little bit. That was like a body blow.
Edwards passes to Reed. He feeds it to Warren. Pass to Edwards. A feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. 12 points for him.
Late reaction from the defense, and he's always going to make good on that.
Here's Flash. He's got 32. Double by Warren. Kicks to Claver. Minnesota with the rebound. And there's the whistle. That goes on Flash. That's his third foul of the game. Anderson, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. Conley dishes to Collins. Backs down. Back to Conley. He kicks to Anderson. Anderson gets the screen from Reed. It's Anderson with the drive. Back to Conley. Nails the wide open jump shot. Conley's got 11 points.
He could have forced a tough inside shot, but made a terrific kick out to find the open jumper instead.
Here's Flash. Trains it from the NBA. And the Mavericks lead by 10.
He has really punished these defenders today. No matter who's been on him, he's been giving them medicine.
Defense the Mavericks. Conley kicks to Anderson. Pass to Collins. He passes to Edwards. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. In a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Mavericks.
These all-range shots look like layups out there, guys.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
Washington's checked in for Dallas. Jones comes in for Green. Here's Flash. Another 3 for Dallas.
There's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes in this defense.
It should be easy to correct, though, if you start making the right rotations defensively.
Collins is screen on Hardaway. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. He's got 16.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
Love it. Old school. Just physical play in the paint. Dominate.
Here's Flash. Here's Powell. No luck. Some solid defense from Reed. And Anderson kicks to Edwards. It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And this, now a list of guys who can shoot it as well as they can pass it. The point guards with the highest shooting percentage in the NBA. Oh, you look at Flash. So solid around the basket. Currently 3rd in the league.
Well, as a point guard, you want to create the best shot possible for your team on every trip. And given the way those players have shot the ball, it might always be a good idea for them to do it alone.
I don't really want to see them doing that, Steve. They got to keep everything in the framework of the team no matter how well they're shooting it. I know what you mean. They have been hot, but keep everybody involved.
And here is Conley. He's got 11. The feed to Collins. The dish to Anderson. Timberwolves passing it around. 4 on the clock. Goes up on the block. And a thong on the rim, but wouldn't fall for it. Mavericks leading by 7. Flash passes the pop. Rejected by Collins. Poked away.
Even when they're down, he's still looking to do the spectacular. And he pulled it off.
Well, maybe this is the best time to do it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, now's when they need a little spark anyway.
The shot by Powell, no good.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
Passes it to Reed. Misses off the right eye. Dallas has gone 4-6 from three-point land since the start of the second half. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. No good from Flash. And Anderson kicks to Conley. Shot is off. Great D that time from Hardaway. Here's Flash. He has 38 in the game. Feeds to Jones. There's the pass to Washington. Here's Flash. No good. And as we end the third quarter, a great game. Both teams playing well.
Want to be a part of the action? Then come out to a Mavericks game and catch all the...
All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. And we may have an injury here that does not look good.
No, this is the last thing you ever want to see at a game.
You know, at this point, we can just knock on wood, say a prayer, and wish him the best.
And so in the game for the Timberwolves, Edwards is out there with Conley. Then there's Anderson, and it's Gobert in at the 5 down low. There's the screen. Here's Edwards. He gets the shots to fall. The defender wasn't set. He's called for the block and a three-point play chance here. That's good from Edwards.
Some great free throw shooting so far in this second half.
I think they should keep trying to initiate contact and get back to the line until they start missing from there. But as it is, they're perfect so far, so keep it up.
Here's Flash. Hands the shot from the wing. Flash has got 40 points.
This guy's putting on a clinic out there. Everything is sound and sharp and crisp. He's really the centerpiece of their offense.
Edwards passes to Anderson. Pass to Gobert. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And free throw good from Gobert. So he makes 1 of 2 after the second one misses. Here's Flash. Behind Conley. Slammed in, and they call the foul. He's headed to the stripe for 1 more. But he's been looking a little bit dazed now. A ferocious throw down there.
Not bad for a player of his size.
Not bad at all. How about that spring coming out of those legs?
Looking to end his cold spell. He takes it up and lays it in.
That's what they're hanging their hat on today, fellas. Hard-nosed, smash-mouth play down on the low block.
To me, that's the key to any game. Who can win the battle in the paint? And right now, they've got
Tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Absolutely insane with that dunk.
Now they're starting to rub it in, aren't they? Have to build up a lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
And why not? I mean, the more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys on the ropes. And I'll say this about him, Kevin. I mean, it looks like he's made of rubber sometimes because defenders just bounce off him when he's driving the lane. What a finisher.
And another thing you see him do a lot and do very well is draw and dish. He brings defenders to him in the low post and then kicks the ball out to the wide open teammate if he's double teamed.
Taken away. And here we go. The Mavericks in a fast break. Flash passes to Jones. The rebound by Anderson. Timberwolves trail by 3. He passes to Gobert. Now Edwards. Covered by Irving. 25 points in the game.
Unstoppable offense from both teams. I love the pace this game has been played at.
So does everybody else in the building. This has been a fun one.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance chance to hear what head coach for the Dallas Mavericks said to the team. He told his team to keep looking for three-point opportunities, saying their perimeter defense isn't doing a good job getting out on our shooters. So let's keep firing away until they decide to guard us.
And thanks for that story, Doris.
Well, if this game comes down to the rebounding battle, they'll be the ones coming out on top.
Yeah, they've been really strong in the paint, battling the glass. Second three-pointer of the half, fourth overall. So he's having a nice game from outside.
Down low. Here's Ivory. And nothing is falling for him right now. Minnesota in the lead. The Wizards on the road to face them after this game. That game marks the first half of a quick two-game homestand. And it's Conley penetrating. Oh, that's blocked. Out of bounds. Dallas takes possession. And so here is Dallas. Here's Flash. And yes, sir, that one drops. Flash has got 45 points.
Well, I tell you what, he's having one of those days where if he takes it, he makes it.
Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Passes to Gobert. Backing in, Conley. Three-pointer. Another miss by Conley. There's a good screen. Back to Jones. Wide open look. No luck. And Minnesota now the other way.
Well, that's a warm-up jumper there. I mean, when you're a pro, you can't make excuses for missing that.
Conley kicks to Edwards. Back to Conley. And misplay.
Hey, he was right there, but the defensive pressure forced that miss.
Well contested. That really made it a tough shot. Talk about complete control. Everything working in this one for Flash. He's got 45 points and just an amazing performance from downtown.
He is raining down the threes, guys. You know how much I love to see this.
Both free throws good from Flash.
They got to keep fighting their way to the line, guys. This half has been nothing but success for them there.
And their confidence has to just continue to go up the longer their perfection continues.
Plenty of space. Edwards, that's good. He's got 27 for Dallas. They've gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold. Washington lays it up and banks it in. And the Mavericks lead by 2.
He hasn't really done much on the offensive end, but he's worked within the team concept to help them get the lead. He's done some other things other than scoring to help his team get the lead.
And it's Ivory with the rebound. The Mavericks have gone 5 of 11 from the field in the fourth quarter. Now, here is Irving. And there's the pass to Flash. 6 to shoot. Jones, the pass to Flash. And a beautiful feed into a monster jam. He can fly, Danny. He'll make you forget he's a point guard sometimes.
Yeah, when he does decide to attack the basket, Kevin, he can do it with the best of them.
And this is the time to attack with these two teams locked in such a close game.
And Gobert kicks to Anderson. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team. Mavericks leading by 4. Here's Flash. The kick out to Irving from downtown. Can't get it to go. Conley with it. Nice ball from the Minnesota. Pass to Edwards. They set the screen. Clock at 6. It's off his leg. And the ref's whistling a kick ball. Back to Anderson. Just 5 on the clock. 8 feet away. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
Textbook defending there. He didn't give him an inch of space to get that shot off.
Yeah, great footwork and terrific positioning.
That's blocked. Dishes it to Conley. The Timberwolves again can hit.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
It is blocked by Anderson. Timberwolves trail by 4. Conley into the lane. Passes it to Gobert. Now Edwards. To stop the drought. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. And free throw good from Edwards. Dallas shooting 40% in the fourth. Outside, Jones. And the pass to Flash. Makes the lead pass. And that one's good, Irving.
That was the third straight high percentage look this defense has allowed. I mean, these defenders have got to start bumping bodies in the paint. Be more physical, be more aggressive.
I agree, Clark, but it doesn't look like they have the will to do that at this moment.
Another steal. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Flash, and that one is hammered home.
Boy, their defense making an impact here late, Kevin.
And straight off the steal clock, the perfectly run fast break ends in a slam dunk.
That could be a huge 4-point swing in this game.
Out to Conley, jacks up a 3. Timberwolves keep it alive.
Way to play the boards and come away with the offensive rebound.
Towns defended by Washington. Here's Towns. The shot, no good. Nice D from Washington. To the middle. Ball's not loose. Anderson with the ball. Jones covering. Anderson outside. Conley up top. From the arc. Another miss by Conley.
Well, they're trying to come back here, but you've got to get a better look at the basket to get it done.
1:22 left in the game. Here's Flash. Edwards defending. Pass to Washington. From outside, off the mark.
Kind of rare to see him come up empty on a wide open look.
The shot's good from Gobert.
You can see that they're not as aggressive from the three-point arc. They had far more attempts in the first half.
Mavericks leading by 3. 56 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Jones. Held on the shot a bit long that time. Minnesota's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Anderson outside. Gobert with the pass to Edwards. Shot clock at 6. Here's Townsend. It's good! And that shot brings them to within just 1.
That is a clutch shot if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, very gutsy there. What more can you say? He got it done at the best time.
Austin Ivory, shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Yes!
They were in that inbound play perfectly there to get the quick hit.
26 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Outside Conley. Anderson up top. Back to Conley. He passes it to Edwards to tie it up. Misses the tray. And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get a bit of penalty.
Yeah, you got to freeze the clock. I mean, that's the enemy in this situation.
A few misses at the line, and they're in good shape.
And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession.
Boy, that pass was in the air a long time.
Long enough for him to get a finger on it anyway and send it out of bounds.
And so they foul intentionally. Good on the first, and that will put them up right too. And the second free throw, no good. A tough break there. is finally outside. So it's a narrow victory for the Mavericks. 4.5 and Harkness was quite over.
That was tight. Their guys were able to come.
You had 52 points tonight. That was an incredible scoring display that we just witnessed. Would you say that this is one of your definitive moments as a pro?
I would say so. I don't know what happened, but man, the basket looked about as wide open as the ocean out there, you know? And all I had to do was make sure my shot wasn't blocked. I don't want to give you the impression that this was a fluke, though. I know that all the hours I put in at the gym and all the extra training I do made this game possible. The win here and how I played just served as more motivation to keep at it and take my game to the next level.